Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is AS and welcome to my YouTube channel. A few days ago, I posted a video that ranked my favorite PlayStation 4 exclusive video games. It focused on a single console, which gave me some trouble because there isn't a plethora of titles that can only be played on Sony's console for the 8th generation. Now I'm facing another challenge, but on the other end of the spectrum. Instead of aiming my sight on one piece of technology, I'm going to rank my top 10 games of the entire 7th generation of consoles. It will include the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the Nintendo Wii. It will be hard because there are plenty of games that make a good case for their placement here, but there are also several games that made the jump to the 8th and 9th generation of consoles, making them ineligible for this list. Therefore, titles such as BioShock Infinite and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag would not be present here. Also, there is a good chance that I have not played some of the most popular titles in the cycle of console, just FYI. What are my thoughts about the best games for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii? Time to find out. Without further ado, let's rank my top 10 video games for the 7th generation of consoles. By the way, I would like to emphasize that every title on this list is good or great. Let's begin. Number 10. Wii Sports for the Nintendo Wii from 2006. I can already sense some of you may want to click off this video, but hear me out. I remember when I went to my grandparents' place and they owned a Nintendo Wii. The very first game that I tried on the system is Nintendo Wii Sports, and I must say I was enamored by the motion controls. Swinging the controller to hit the tennis ball across the court, or carefully laying down a bowling ball to score a strike was incredible. I did not experience anything like it for the time. Nowadays, I'm fully aware that it was a gimmick. In 2007, when I first played Nintendo Wii Sports, there was no doubt in my mind that I would remember it as long as I am alive. Number 9. The Darkness 2 for the PlayStation 3 from 2012. I will confess that I never played the first title. I watched some footage of the original game and I was not a fan of the predictable gameplay, overly dark visuals, and uninteresting concept for the lore. Fortunately, all of those assumptions did a complete 180 when I completed my playthrough of The Darkness 2 on the PlayStation 3. The first positive aspect that will be immediately noticed is the comic book-like visuals. Then, you hear a shadowy figure say, "Lucky." At that time, you're hooked. The gunplay is a lot of fun. The story is filled with cliches, but enjoyable nonetheless. The characters will leave a lasting impression on you. Whether or not you play the first Darkness game, play The Darkness 2. I have a feeling that you will like it as much as I do. Number 8. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier for the PlayStation 3 from 2012. If there's a game that I wish would receive a remake or sequel, it will be Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. This title has an incredible amount of potential. The cover system is the best of any third-person shooting video game. The flexibility with the guns and equipment is excellent. The visuals may show their age when compared to other third-person shooters in the market today, but I still find them impressive. The campaign, in combination to the horde mode and the multiplayer component that is still active, will give you a lot of bang for the buck. I implore you to check out Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Assuming you have not played it and can manage to get your hands on a platform that makes this game available to you. Number 7. Rocksmith for the PlayStation 3 from 2011. The most biased pick on the list, Rocksmith and its follow-up title on the PlayStation 4 will always be on deck whenever I want to play Guitar Hero, but with a real guitar. The tools in this title will accommodate both veteran musicians and folks who have never touched an instrument in their lives. It also incorporates a great soundtrack, ranging from Panic Switch by Silverhand Pickups to High and Dry by Radiohead. In addition to playing songs, there are also mini-games that improve specific techniques such as harmonics and chords. If you ever wanted to learn how to play a guitar, pick up Rocksmith or Rocksmith 2014 and you will be simply fine. Since Rocksmith 2014 is available on the PlayStation 4, I am including its predecessor on this list at the number 7 spot. Number 6, Spec Ops: The Line for the PlayStation 3 from 2012. I referenced this game twice on this channel, but we'll cap off the trifecta here. Spec Ops: The Line is a truly underrated gem. It does not have a revolutionary combat system or the most mesmerizing presentation, but it supplements a decent attempt to those aspects with a mind-boggling story. At its core, you are tasked with finding a group of soldiers that went missing. However, it goes much deeper than that insultingly basic premise. Furthermore, it incorporates multiple endings, which add further intrigue to the overall lore. Spec Ops: The Line should be checked out. If not for the gameplay, then absolutely for the story. Number 5, Gears of War 2 for the Xbox 360 from 2008. By now you should already know my thoughts about Gears of War 2. If not, I will give you a nice synopsis. Great graphics, awesome sound design and music, good variety of weapons and gadgets with several offline and online modes, a cool narrative that has its emotional high points, a terrible final boss. Do not let that last point discourage you from trying out Gears of War 2. If you like video games where you shoot enemies, I almost guarantee that you will discover some value from the sequel to the original Gears of War. Number 4, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance for the PlayStation 3 from 2013. Despite its short runtime of about 5 hours, my entire experience with Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance was beyond splendid. Raiden is a monster, and the included mechanic that enables you to slice and dice foes to your heart's content is addicting. The story is as ridiculous, but also more down to earth than the Metal Gear Solid titles. But it beautifully displays its madness with a passion. The bosses in particular are crazy, and they were some of the best fights I had on the 7th generation of consoles. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is not the best pick up and play hack and slash title, but it is a must play game to any fan of the action genre. Number 3, Dead Space 2 for the Xbox 360 from 2011. I had a conversation during one of Right or Wrong 321 streams. I suggest you check him and his channel out. Anyway, we talked about Resident Evil because Resident Evil Village was just released. At that moment, someone in the chat brought up Dead Space, and I will make a statement that may hit some nerves. The Dead Space franchise is better than the Resident Evil franchise. More specifically, the former is scarier than the latter. I am highlighting that discussion because Dead Space 2, in my eyes, is the scariest experience I had in the 7th generation of consoles, as well as in gaming period if you exclude VR. The plot is improved from Dead Space 1, with the inclusion of a talkative protagonist. The horrific moments rely on less jump scares. The gameplay is great. The finale is cool with a shout out to the last moment of the first game of the franchise. I can easily plug in and play Dead Space 2 on any given day. I suggest that you take a look at it if you have not done so already. Number 2, Call of Duty Black Ops for the PlayStation 3 from 2010. I will ultimately rank every Call of Duty game from worst to best, but the pick on the top of the list will most likely be the very first Call of Duty Black Ops. It includes the best narrative in the franchise, which revolves around espionage and figuring out the true allegiance of the protagonist. The implementation of the combat training mode is fantastic and eases new players as they transition from fighting computerized opponents to human enemies. Call of Duty Black Ops took more of my free time than any other Call of Duty game, and it is a wonderful game in its right. Therefore, it needed to be placed high on this list. Number 1, Halo 4 for the Xbox 360 from 2012. The best Halo game in the franchise as of the recording of this video, Halo 4 is almost masterfully executed. Everything from the engrossing narrative, the powerful gameplay with improved sound effects, the wonderful music, and the fun multiplayer component culminate in my favorite title from the 7th generation of consoles. It will benefit you to play the first trilogy in the franchise, but you can also play it as a standalone since a new enemy force is introduced. Regardless of your history with the franchise, I cannot recommend Halo 4 enough, which is why it sits at the top of my list. Well folks, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for checking it out. What is your favorite game from the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and or Nintendo Wii? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Till next time, have a great day or evening wherever you are. My name is AES, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.